Hey, this is Phoenix's Way. Before delving into the topic of reincarnation, we must address the question of time, which has to do with past and future lives. To Bohmian physics, an interpretation of quantum mechanics, time is nothing more than an illusion. It's not a tangible reality that we can hold or touch. It's not a concrete entity that we can observe or measure directly. It is a mental convention of our time. Soon, it will be completely obsolete. The past and the future, these are not independent entities existing on their own. They're merely virtual constructs, products of our imagination. In Bohmian mechanics, they are seen as intersecting wave equations, complex mathematical formulations that converge to give birth to one real solution, the present. This suggests that the present moment, the here and now, is the only true reality that exists. The here and now is all that truly exists. Well, my friend, the time has come to delve into the topic of reincarnation. Remember to register on the channel and activate the bell to receive all the special episodes. Imagine standing at the intersection of two paths. In that moment, you are rooted firmly to the earth, in a place where fate or fortune has brought you. As you are aware that the path you've walked is entirely unique. It's a path that has been shaped by your decisions, your experiences, your joys, and your sorrows. As you stand, you see another person approaching, their path merging with yours. In that fleeting moment of interaction, you share the same point in space and time. You exchange words, ideas, expressions, and for that moment your realities become intertwined. And then you part ways. As you watch the other person recede into the distance, you realize that your realities have diverged once again, and you return each to your own path, your own individual realities. But what does this mean for the concept of reincarnation? It implies a profound shift in our perception of mortality and existence. It suggests that our lives, our identities, are as fixed as we may believe. We exist not as singular, isolated entities, but as a continuum, a flow of consciousness that is not bound by the physical limitations of our bodies. Our existence doesn't restrict itself to the confines of a single lifetime, but rather it spans across multiple lifetimes embodied in numerous forms across the ages. This understanding of reincarnation posits that our soul, our essence, is not confined to one vessel. Instead, our soul traverses through countless vessels. Each incarnation is but a brief stop, a fleeting snapshot of our soul's journey. Its purpose goes beyond the scope of one lifetime. Each one is a brief stop, a fleeting moment in the grand expanse of existence. Our lives exist in a state of quantization. This concept, though abstract, is incredibly profound. Picture a film reel, each frame a separate moment in time. Our lives, much like the frames on that film reel, are made up of countless individual moments, fractions of seconds, stitched together in a seamless tapestry. They are so closely knit together that we often don't register the shifts, the transitions, from one frame to another. These transitions, these oscillations, represent the ebb and flow between the states of sleep and wakefulness. In this oscillation, there is a symbolic death and rebirth at every turn. A death to the old moment, a rebirth to the new. Each transition is a new beginning, a fresh start. This cycle is constant, unending. We constantly die and are reborn with each oscillation. When we analyze this from a wider context, the soul's consciousness brightens the numerous existences ensnared within these vessels. It's not unlike a multifaceted prism, dissecting a single beam of light into a vibrant spectrum of colors, each shade representing a different life. Each vessel, each life, has its own perspective, its own interpretation of events. Every experience, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is approached and understood differently. Consider, for example, the concept of reincarnation. The purpose, some may argue, is to fully grasp the spectrum of experiences, from the mundane to the profound. Imagine a hammer falling onto your foot. Throughout your various lives, you will experience this event in countless ways, each one distinct, each one a lesson. The range of these experiences, though diverse, eventually converge to form a complete understanding of the event. All these experiences of the soul from all its different containers are illuminated and extinguished in a single Planck's instant. This moment, so fleeting that it's hard to fully comprehend, is both the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega. It's a conception that transgresses our traditional perception, a reality that exists beyond the physical realm. The soul's containers, varied as they may be, are nothing but transient vessels in this grand cosmic ballet. They live and die in complete synchrony without the restrictions of space and time. They exist in a domain where the linear progression of time is absent, where temporal boundaries are blurred beyond recognition. The concept of a lifespan, typically determined and quantified in years, is in this context rendered meaningless. It's a construct, a fabrication that is fundamentally flawed and deceptive. Within this realm, the notion of death is simply a paradox. It's an illusion, a falsified reality constructed by the limitations of our human cognition. All containers die simultaneously because space and time do not exist. The concept of a lifespan measured in years is merely an illusion. Our journey brings us to the intriguing concept of past lives. These fascinating memories of existence don't materialize unless we believe in their simultaneous existence with our current reality. It's similar to the pursuit of a forgotten memory, concealed in the labyrinth of our mind. Renowned neuroscientist Bohm once proposed an interesting theory. He suggested that memories aren't simply confined within the boundaries of our brain or mind. According to him, they are part of a greater comprehensive hologram. This hologram encompasses every memory, every experience, and every moment of our existence. Our ability to remember past lives, therefore, doesn't stem from a mystical, unexplained phenomenon. Through the integration of our temporal lobes, a part of the brain associated with processing sensory input, we can access this hologram. It enables us to perceive precisely what our physical form was experiencing at a specific moment in a past life. We can only recall past lives because our temporal lobes have integrated, allowing us to see in the hologram what our container was doing at that precise moment. This is where the concept of the NLP timeline comes into play. Intricately linked with the study of human psychology, it's a potent tool in the world of neuro-linguistic programming. Essentially, it's a direct application of the principles of Bohm's A Field that explores the profound interconnections of the universe. The concept is quite simple but profound. Imagine, if you will, the deeply ingrained fear that snakes up your spine at an unexpected moment. What if you could overcome this fear? The NLP timeline technique allows for just that. It guides an individual on a journey back to the initial moment they experienced the fear, the genesis of their phobia. In this mental journey, they are guided to change the past, not literally, but through a powerful mental simulation. This entails creating a tailored mental scenario where they react differently to their fear. Thereafter, they are shown a future scenario, an envisionment where the fear is conspicuously absent. In these future scenes, they are fearless, strong, and in control. The results are often startling. By seeing themselves in a future where they are not afraid, their present fear miraculously dissipates. The past is altered, the future is changed, and the present becomes bearable. The fear, once a gargantuan monster, gradually vanishes. By showing them a future scene where they're not afraid, the present fear vanishes. In essence, the person didn't just imagine this scenario. They actually traveled to the past, modified it, and gained consciousness. Imagine, if you will, a scenario where you could manipulate the fabric of time, change the course of your own history. Step into a time machine, journey through the swirling vortex of time, and emerge in a past version of your own life. You're not simply remembering or dreaming. You're physically there, altering the sequence of events. You adjust the past according to your will, and in doing so, alter the trajectory of your future. When you awaken, you carry with you the changes made and the consciousness that has borne witness to them. This journey of healing isn't just limited to the past. It extends seamlessly into the future as well. Your consciousness, now a seasoned time traveler, can foresee, prevent, or even shape events in the future. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? If you enjoyed the trip, share this episode with anyone who is searching for past lives or is fascinated by reincarnation. Activate the bell and leave me a comment about your experience. The subject didn't just imagine such a scenario, but actually traveled to the past, modifying it irreversibly, and subsequently gained consciousness. By healing in the present, consciousness automatically heals at any point on the timeline. This demonstrates that the past is co-present with the present. Indeed, if it were truly past, we wouldn't be able to change it. According to this notion, past lives are all co-present in a temporal unicum, where the definition of the present is linked solely to the point where consciousness resides at that precise moment. This is Phoenix's way.